All right, let's return to our top story now. The 24-hour-long speech by U.S. Democratic Senator Cory Booker that he's been giving in the U.S. Senate. He's just broken the record for the longest individual speech at the Senate. Let's listen in.
Drew blood, cracked bones. Decades later, he was a congressman. That man brought his grandson with him to ask for forgiveness from John Lewis. I heard about this story when I was in the car in Georgia with him. What did you do, John? This man that so viciously beat you, wounded you, bruised you, battered you. What did you do when he came to ask you for forgiveness? What did you do? And a good Christian man of faith, simply said, every one of us needs mercy. Every one of us needs redemption. I forgave him. I hugged him. We wept. And I looked at the boy. This nation needs you too. John?
Would the senator yield for a question?
Chuck Schumer, it's the only time in my life I can tell you no.
I just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how proud this caucus is of you? Do you know how proud America is of you?
So Rosiland Jordan joins us now live from Washington, D.C. Ros, as we're hearing there in the Senate, Cory Booker being given a hearty round of applause by his colleagues, by Democrats, fellow Democratic senators. He was told by the minority leader in the Senate, by Senator Chuck Schumer, that the American people and that his colleagues were very proud of him for breaking the record for the longest speech having been given in the United States Senate. You know, Roz, we were talking just a few minutes back before Cory Booker had broken this momentous record. And one of the things that's being expressed more and more in the U.S. right now is from Democratic voters who are very angry at the party and the leadership of the party for this perception that they're not doing enough to counter the Trump administration. You had mentioned a few moments back that this potentially could be an inflection point when it comes to what Democrats do in their opposition going forward. What's the reaction been thus far to Cory Booker giving this speech?
Well, if you take a look at what's been happening on social media, the amount of commentary about Senator Cory Booker's marathon speech on the Senate floor since 23G on Monday and now going into its 24th hour and 21st minute on Tuesday, going into Wednesday, this is something that is resonating with U.S. voters. It is also perhaps giving more courage, as it were, to some Democratic leaders who have been criticized for not being visible enough in trying to stop what many voters say is the overreach of the Trump administration and of presidential advisor Elon Musk, the billionaire who has been leading the administration's cost-cutting program, if we can call it that. This is a moment where you now have a California Senator, Adam Schiff, now saying he's going to put a hold on the nomination of the man who would become the top prosecutor for the District of Columbia, essentially making it impossible for that man to take his job. And so it's this sort of thing that perhaps, according to Democratic voters, is a show of courage, because they say that the country that they have grown to love and have grown accustomed to being in is being changed overnight and in ways that they do not support.
All right, that's Al Jazeera's Rosiland Jordan joining us from Washington, D.C. Roz, thanks so much for breaking that all down for us.